2, 1. Hey guys, welcome back to the Corridor Cast. Now we are officially here on Zoom. You may notice we have some of the most incredible backgrounds I think that have ever been presented to a podcast before. And quite frankly, the thing that I'm most excited about is the really bad green screen key around my whole body. You see, if you do this, you're more like the Silver Surfer than you are. See, Nick just disappeared. Where'd he go?
Oh man,
He just slipped out of his movie.
He just slipped into the
You just back up until the camera doesn't recognize you.
Bye. I'm out. I'm head out.
It's clearly tracking to the face because as soon as you eliminate your facial features, you go away.
Yeah, unfortunately, for some reason, I don't get the virtual background option over here.
dude, it lets you do the meme though. The freaking like.
Oh,
I'm a head out meme.
I can't do
you can't get out of the range.
I can't get out of the range. I can't fade into the.
You have to cover those. You have to cover those faces, man.
Wow.
Oh man! All right, so who do we got here today? We got Sam Gorski, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up? Back from the
grave.
from the grave, man.
Back from the hinterlands of having a new baby.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
We've got Nick Laurent, aka Tick Laurent. You guys might know him from world famous TikTok profile.
Yeah. I've been just in the middle of the woods for the last week, just trying to
Trying to get rid of the
TikTok
crime.
Cleansing, just
Ticked
cleansing.
on me.
We've got Wes. What's going on, Wes? Was good?
What's up, gentlemen? I'm just flying in from space.
No big deal.
Dude,
Starship Rescue Prize.
And of course, we've got Christian
From
Bergerstrom
the
as
comfort
well.
of my
with us.
own apartment. Yeah, I don't get this virtual background feature apparently, so
Dang.
I am
Wes,
here.
you gotta slip in there with your spaceship and give him some backgrounds, man.
Yeah, dude. You,
I
gotta,
know, dude.
Top one off.
dude
You
come,
need that emergency green screen, man.
come pick me up, dude.
I got
All
you.
right. So today, guys, I thought it'd be fun. Instead of talking about coronavirus and what's currently happening, I thought it'd be fun to talk about all the things that we don't know are going to happen after this. Some of the unintended consequences.
Yes.
I just read an article by the Associated Press that the title is "Booze Buying Surges in the U.S."
No.
So liver damage is the unintended part.
So
There
I
you go.
wonder why would booze drinking surge in a time?
Oh.
I heard
I don't
mustaches are on the rise as well too.
Are they?
Yeah, dude. Mustaches,
I
afros.
like your stash.
Thanks. It's coming back in here. I gotta trim it down here to keep it up. On the top.
I'm still trying to grow facial hair.
But I mean,
You'll get there.
yeah,
You'll get it.
you got a few coming in on the chin there.
Exactly. That's it. What's going on here? What am I doing wrong?
It's a great natural quarantine facial hair
Right.
set.
First of all, how old are you guys?
28.
I'm 28.
28.
I'm 30.
Listen.
son.
I'm freaking 36. I have no. Like, when does this red beard happen? At what
I
point
don't know.
does it happen?
Have you been waiting? You're just like, you look every morning.
For you, man.
I have a little grays, but like.
I
no-
don't
no
know.
beard.
Yeah,
I don't know
think-
if beard's in the cards for you.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't grow it here. I got the natural redneck thing going on where it's just right here.
Oh, it only grows right there, no place else? Wow.
I mean, a little bit, but like that, it's just like, sprinkling.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you didn't shave for like a year, Wes, you have it, or is it just
I probably have long sideburns. That's about it.
okay?
Hmm.
I mean, you could probably get those long enough where you them.
I tried it.
Like-
I tried it.
Those
It's
chops.
Yeah, I tried the chops. I want to be able to, like come in and just brush my stuff. Like I see you guys. You guys have these manes. Like,
Man.
like man,
Just work
Yeah,
on that.
you gotta go for the
Superman
full
2
circle,
right there,
the
dude.
full outline, man. You
It's
need
like, give me some.
Full circle.
just drawing a circle right here.
There's that one that.
That's when I shave in the morning. I just basically start the forehead.
That's it. That's what I'm gonna start doing, just shaving my
I would
face.
just be, I'd be a ball.
That's the
It'd be a
routine.
sphere.
Like this, dude.
But to but to return to what you were saying, Jake, what's gonna change? Okay, so I think it's really interesting how like in these like times of crises, there's tons of companies that get bailouts. You know, you have like what is it? Boeing is gonna try and get a bailout now because they made a crappy jet, plus then the whole thing tanked on them. But it's funny because you look at movie theaters and they're all closing. They're kind of in the same situation from a financial standpoint, and that's already though supposedly been like coupled with the fact that people haven't been going to theaters as often already. So
It was already on the decline.
I'm curious if that just kind of like gave a death blow to certain like theater companies, because they're going to be running now for months without
Yeah.
Because it's
any
non-essential.
income. And yeah,
Now,
the
can they
studios
not
also-
get? Can they not get part of the? Because the Congress just passed a whole package of benefits
yeah,
for multiple different levels and sizes of companies, which is why people are talking about the Boeing stuff. But regardless of that, why wouldn't a movie theater be able to get that?
I guess so. But like at a certain point, like
I mean, like
it's like 25% of GDP of the country that would need to be reimbursed.
If I was the government and I was looking to handle companies that could be essential to my economy, movie theaters wouldn't really be high up on the list, personally.
studios are already dropping everything like on demand.
Yeah,
They have no choice. So what does that do for like the box office? You
that's
know?
exactly, like they have the means now to do that, and they're rolling it out. What's to say people are going to go back to that, as a main way of consuming movies?
So
I don't know.
let's just think about this for a second, because the compensation that's now going to businesses looks like it's like 2.5 months of your active payroll.
Yeah.
And so if your active payroll is based upon people going to movies, then you'll get that amount of money because it's based on what was happening previously. But the real question is now, like, is even if once they get through that, is that going to change?
Yeah, of course it is. I don't think people want to sit next to each other.
Yeah, I'll say even after this is all over, I think it's still going to stay pretty low or drop, because I feel people will be nervous to be in that kind of situation for a while.
Well, what about like 6 months from now? A year from now?
But
I
who
don't
knows?
know, man.
So if all the theaters,
the number one movie on Netflix was freaking Pandemic. You know what I'm saying? So like, people start feeding their minds with it, and
it just
like,
builds.
it's a pretty heavy blow.
Would you guys miss theaters? Would you miss going to the theaters if they're all?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
for
would.
sure, especially
Yeah.
if it becomes like it's not even an option, because I'd say my regular, or before all this happened, I probably would prefer to watch a movie on my couch in my own, I kind of just like it. Movie theaters are fun and all, but I
Yeah.
do prefer to watch a movie on the couch. But once you take the option away from me, I feel
That's like, I mean,
I
that's
will
like going
miss the
outside
theater,
during the quarantine. No one went outside and
Yeah,
park. I want to go to the beach. It's like, what? Okay.
yeah.
So you think that a real unintended consequence of this is movie theaters are gonna this might be it.
Possibly. I think maybe they'll do like, I think if anything they'll do like those big screenings, but like that experience is gonna be super sketch for a while.
Yeah.
Because those
I
seats
was
are pretty
already
big.
buying movies at home.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
much that was my MO. Is I would wait until they come out and then I'd pay to either buy them or rent them
Agreed.
and watch them at home.
Yeah. I mean, why not? It's so convenient if
Yeah.
you just sit them down and make some popcorn there.
Yeah, I
Like,
guess
don't
so.
know.
But
I
for-
mean, like,
Maybe it's different for everyone, but like for myself and Sarah, it's like every time we would get a babysitter and spend free time out of the house, for like literally the last year, we'd always do dinner and a movie. Like that was like the number one
Hell
Like
yeah.
that's the
I
date
guess
night. That's the
escape,
date
so
night.
to
Yeah.
speak. And like for me, it's like the whole doing things at home is always by necessity more than like choice, just because of having 2 kids and like
Yeah.
we're needed here. So
Yeah.
it's
Well-
definitely not the preference for sure.
It's definitely something like I think we'll all miss. It's like definitely a fun event to go out to theater. It's like the sights and the smells of that are like ingrained in at least our generation. But
Yeah.
I definitely think that after this, it's gonna expedite those big theater chains just going into the ground and
Yeah,
like
You're
definitely gonna see
popcorn and a face mask.
We're definitely going to see a couple of them tank.
it'll smell like popcorn.
And then, but Wes, you brought up there's that app that just came out yesterday called Quibi, which is like supposedly like the future forward like antidote to all that stuff, because it's basically a subscription based like content app, but they lock all the content to your phone. Like they don't even. They're like, oh, you can't even Chromecast it to your TV because it's like meant to be watched on your phone. Yeah, it's a multi-billion-dollar like content initiative basically, where everything's under 10 or 15 minutes, and it's all like locked to your phone, and it's subscription based.
I've
which is
been
really
seeing
weird.
A lot of posts about this Quibi platform.
Which is really weird because like theoretically, it's just basically all they're just doing is just really expensive like web shows.
Totally.
Basically,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Is it open? Is it like an open platform for anyone to create, or is it like YouTube Red? Okay.
It's like Netflix.
Like right now, it's like a bunch of celebrities, rappers, musicians, things like that are putting out the first set of content and premium content for people to view, and they're obviously trying to get those celebrities to get a bunch of people to sign up. Yeah,
it feels kind of like a bunch of tryhards, to be honest, because
Agreed.
it's like we're all rich and like we don't want to make YouTube videos unless someone's gonna pay us $1 million.
So let's do it for Quibi because they'll write the checks.
So then Quibi raises $1 million, and then they pay them all $1 million each to make their YouTube videos.
The economics
Pretty
are
much.
just different when you're talking about 10 minutes.
Guys, it worked for YouTube Red though.
Did it?
Well,
I
did
mean-
it? Did it?
I don't think so. I don't think YouTube's
That's
a
now
thing
YouTube
anymore.
Premiere, and
I mean, like, how do you think that impacts the social grind for creators? Because now everyone's trying to come for real digital, like professional digital content. This right here.
I don't think they're. I mean, honestly, I'm saying this with just like just not even downloading the app, but just observationally. I don't think it's gonna mess with anything, to be honest, because I think they're making like the wrong kind of content. Because it's all really traditional, like producers and directors and actors and stuff like that are driving the content, and so I think, like from my the cursory glance of seeing what's on there, it's basically just like really traditionally made stuff that is just shorter.
I want to see if it's like that cheesy, because I heard some people were having shows like, I think Christy Teigen had her own like Judge Judy type show. So, I mean, like that. The idea is unique to them, and all they're doing is shooting it like TV. Do we want it to be more organic? Like, I mean, like you guys, the quarter videos, they're like high end. That could be on Quibi. You know what I mean? So like,
I mean, I guess it's just like a thing where like at this point we've seen what that kind of content should be like, because it's kind of grown organically online already, like that format.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And obviously it's grown with the constraints of the economy of making online content. So there's that whole element. Who knows what? I mean, if YouTube suddenly paid out like $1,000 CPMs, like I'm sure we would see a different type of content being grown, but but it's organic still. Whereas the Quibi stuff is not. So
you can't watch the videos unless you're subscribed.
Yeah,
I just
downloaded it.
And what's the paywall? I guess it's first 90 days for free, but then there's a paywall.
Yep. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah,
$4.99 after that.
$4.99 a month.
I'm gonna download it and look at it.
Oh, okay. I don't know. That could either work really well or bite them in the butts, because people will realize, oh, this is okay content, but
I can go find it for free on YouTube.
Why do they have to,
I'm already paying for Netflix.
Specifically 10 minutes.
They want to. I think they just want to key in on the short form content.
Yeah, I think they're going for the TV show format, just kind of longer form, but not too long.
Makes
You
sense.
know, like kind of past the Vine and the TikTok stuff, but
I mean,
not the
maybe it'll
30-minute
work.
episodes.
Maybe it'll work, but
Here's my thing.
my gut is that
I've had zero
go ahead.
temptation to download it.
I'm downloading it right now. But like, here's the thing, man. People are lazy. You know, like everyone's used to, you know, YouTube and Twitter and Instagram. People rarely app hop to go someplace else to check something out. You know what I mean?
Totally.
So with Quibi, you have like a big cast of like celebrities convincing people that really haven't been on the internet, but you've seen them on TV, maybe. You know what I mean? Well, there's some people that are from the internet. I know I see Liza Koshy on there. Anyways, but like I don't know how many shows they shot. I think when did they start? They were founded in 2018. So like I don't know how much content they have.
2 years.
Yeah.
Or for a year and a half.
So like I mean they could have planned right, have a shitload of content, but then you know.
Yeah, but I'm just like going through it right now, and it's basically like, okay, they rebooted Punk'd, that old MTV prank show.
Okay.
I saw that.
And you watch it, and it's basically just like half of an episode of Punk'd because it's 10 minutes, and then I spin through it a little bit, and then now there's like a traditionally shot like emotional drama that looks like a Netflix show.
So the one thing I will say about Quibi that looks cool is that the aspect ratio thing.
Yeah, do you like it?
Yeah, because it's like you can watch the video in full vertical or sideways, and it automatically kind of fits.
So I guess they probably told everyone, all right, hey, don't forget. Oh, come on, don't do that to me, you background. But okay, so here's the cool thing now. Here's the cool thing. Here's the cool thing. I'll just show this right now. This is kind of cool from a technical perspective, but basic. Oh, I don't know what scene this is. Okay,
Yeah.
hold on, let me skip.
Freaking God.
This is like someone. Oh my God, okay. There's nudity.
Look at this. Here.
Okay, but check this out. Check this out. So
Look,
they filmed it specifically so that when you go to vertical,
It
the
stays-
frame
it's
guide,
still framed.
it's still framed up. So it's like when you're shooting for like, you know, widescreen and versus TV formatting, they've integrated that automatically.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool, but
That's the only
don't think that's
technical achievement I've seen.
So
on Quibi.
that's
here's the
enough for me
thing,
to
though.
watch it, though.
But
This
hold
is
on.
always the reaction. This is always the reaction
Hey,
when a
Snip,
new.
try to fast forward on it though, in the vertical.
I mean, I have no idea.
Okay,
You like
here.
that?
So this brings me to a point. Like I feel like instinctively we have a adverse reaction to new social and new platforms.
Totally.
I don't know why.
Sure.
And this is something that like, okay, we did this frickin' TikTok video on the crew channel, right?
Yeah.
And
People got triggered.
Dude,
Oh,
it was-
so
it
many
was-
people.
but after like giving it a chance and like actually just like glancing at it and saying, oh, that's cringe, and like, you know, getting my frickin' anti-TikTok armband on. My hot take is that TikTok's actually a great platform. There it is. There's nothing except for people who post content on there, just like YouTube, just like Twitter, that is actually cringy about TikTok, in my opinion.
Hey, Quibi looks kind of tight.
Freaking Wes is ready to jump in.
No, we were having fun with it. Like I wasn't. We originally talked about it. I was super cringed about it. It's true.
Of course, dude. And like, it's not an app that I'm ever gonna reinstall, but like, just writing off anything on TikTok, like people actually do put effort into them, and some of them like I legit laugh at and are very entertaining.
For
So
sure.
like, at what point?
There's some super creative people on there, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you shouldn't like just write something off that's in an app. Like, you should.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, of course not.
People being that militantly like cringe phobic is cringe in itself, I think.
There's some real
Whoa.
cringe stuff on there.
Dude.
Actually,
Dude.
I'm disappearing after that, dude.
That was.
Is it safe to go back? Is the internet? Are the comments too angry?
So your official comment is being cringe phobic is in itself cringe.
That's good. Nick, you are very wise for
I think you
a
just
12-year-old.
titled the episode of the podcast, Nick.
12-year-old boy. No, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's because maybe it's because like you have a guttural reaction to being called cringe yourself, right? You get like defensive and you're like, oh man, but I actually put effort into it. But
Yeah.
I think it's more that like, dude, exactly, like high effort cringe. I don't know.
Okay, all right. Enough of that voice of reason BS. All right, let's move on.
Okay, but let's think
TikTok
about
sucks.
let's talk
Everything
about
new
Quibi for a
sucks.
second here. Let's talk about Quibi for a second because
Quibi.
what it seemed like on its face, and I haven't downloaded it, and maybe I'm wrong, and I don't think this is just my anti-cringe side coming out here. But what it seems like on its face is a bunch of studio executives and people at that level got together and they were like, how do we do TV on a phone? And that's the same problem that YouTube encountered. That's the same problem that original web series encountered. The problem is you're applying a format that you're familiar with at a cost within a certain economic structure to a new platform that doesn't have any of those things.
Yeah.
And that was always the problem with people trying to understand. It's not like when people invented TV or when the first movies came out that somebody was like, okay, I've got a movie. And somebody was like, okay, is it 90 minutes? Does it have this and that? Does it have a 3-act structure? Does it have this and that? Does it have, if it's TV, is it every 11 minutes? Is there a down period for an ad break? Is the entire episode 22 minutes? You know, like that's all structure that came in afterwards as like the entire ecosystem sort of spun into its own thing. And right now we have some digital ecosystems that work and there's shows on them that work at that scale. But again, I think just the idea of like taking traditional show formats, doing them in 10 minutes and then putting them on a phone, I don't know if that does it for me. I don't
know, Jake.
I'll try it.
I think this is pretty. I think it's pretty fire.
Just because it turns like that.
How much is it paying you, Wes?
I'm talking about the interface in general.
In like another 2 years, YouTube or Google will break that patent. And they'll do it.
But they haven't.
True.
Then another Chinese company will do it, and then everybody will be able to do it.
Yeah.
Totally. I think people would love to look at. Corridor content like this. I think this is a pretty sick interactive way to look at content.
Okay.
Like
I don't think we should write it off.
Like
I'm not writing it off.
Like being able to change the channels with the swipe up. Like we can't really do that anyplace with the preview playing right here. So I'm just switching channels right now.
Well, I guess I think the app developers definitely deserve some credit because I think it's a technical masterpiece. But, you know, I think it's ultimately just the fact that there's a certain style of content on it.
Yeah,
that
like
might be inorganic for
is it Chinese?
Like
today's
how
content
many
ecosystem.
videos can we watch vertically?
But here, Wes, what you're talking about is different than if to Sam's point. What you're talking about is different than what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the content itself. You're talking about the interaction with content, which is fair enough.
I think the YouTube developers could take a few notes from these guys.
Totally, just for the
as
app.
far as like their app, but
yeah. So then, so imagine they take the greatest content creators in the world and take their content and put it on this platform.
Okay.
Where it plays your landscape video in 16:9 or in vertical format, like, and it's mixed in with all this other like high-end shit. I could see that being very like dope. You know, like what corridor video can we see vertically right now? Like,
there's only
this
one.
is just another. We're giving another.
But
Snapper Hero. Come on.
No, I guess there's that. Snapper Hero. No, that's offline, dude. That was on
Yeah,
freaking
it's never
Snapchat,
again to
dude.
be
That wasn't on
seen. Never
YouTube.
again to be seen.
Well, I mean, yeah. So you think then that they? You think
I think
that
it's
they
just a
should
cool
also?
way to like a more convenient way to like look at, still get the same experience that you would get like this. I think that's cool. You know, like how often are we holding our phone like this all the time? This right here.
Yeah,
but there's nothing stopping people on YouTube from doing that.
Exactly. I mean, you wanna like.
Sure.
once YouTube and all these other apps have that technology and they do that, then why should I pay $4.99 a month to be on Quibi when I can? There's plenty of other places and other subscriptions I'm already signed up for.
Yeah, actually, it's funny because one of their shows they actually did. This is something that burns my biscuits a little bit though. One of their shows called Memory Hole is like a blatant ripoff of a like this kind of media collective that's already been around for like 13 years. Literally, they just ripped off their logo and their presentation and their format and everything, and turned it into a Quibi show. It's the Everything is Terrible channel. It's like literally a channel that posts like bizarre, insane, like retro videos that just like blow your mind with how weird they are. And they literally stole their like graphics package and their show format, and they're now putting it on Quibi, which is kind of lame. But the point is that this, it's like this stuff's already out there. You don't need to pay another $5 a month.
Here's another, to play devil's advocate, Wes. To play devil's advocate, I see what you're saying, but think about this. Do you remember when YouTube came out with you could put 360 video? Do you remember 360 video? Basically,
I remember.
Yeah. Remember 360 video and how it was like, oh my God, 360 video. This is gonna change the way that creators create.
Yeah.
Well, it's because like at the end of the day, it's uncomfortable and it's not user friendly.
It's a lot of work.
That too. No one can make it.
Yeah, but 360 it got easier and easier though.
Sure. Yeah. It also 360. It takes the craft out of video and content making, like for the way that most people consume it.
The cinematic aspect. For sure.
Or I'm just saying any video, like just the concept of editing in general, like stops like functioning, because now suddenly it's like, well, hold on, they're not looking at what I'm trying to show them.
Yeah.
Well, that's the same with VR. With VR, like how do you cinematic thing? You direct their eyes. You have to be creative in that way. I think it's just a different approach, but I mean,
this is my final statement on it. Okay.
Final statements. Here we go.
I think that YouTube is too cluttered, and this is a great place to show premium content for a like your most professional creator. Boom, and that's right there you go. You cut through all the bullshit, because you see a bunch of shit on YouTube, and it's just like, to me,
there is a bunch of crap on YouTube.
It's a mess.
Right. Here's my final statement. I'm a spoiled little brat who's made so many YouTube videos over the years, so that I'm never gonna pitch someone ever again something that's under 10 minutes and ask for their permission to make it.
Yeah, that's the problem. That is one thing here, is you got to get Jeffrey Katzenberg to say, yeah, you can put this on my platform.
Yeah, I approve of your show. So anyway, that's my final statement.
There are gatekeepers, and
they're always gatekeepers.
Janky as YouTube is,
there
aren't any gatekeepers.
Okay, I like that. Yeah, you do get that. You have your freedom.
You do. Yeah. It comes at the cost of being a tiny speck in an ocean of trash.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is what you get.
The best trash rises to the top.
It does. Well, hopefully. It's hard to tell.
Sure.
Sometimes you gotta get out. Sometimes you gotta go down a YouTube rabbit hole and get your shipwreck going.
Yeah,
dive
YouTube
down there.
It's the content equivalent of like grinding or farming in a game.
But honestly, when I go on like the trending page sometimes, I'm just like, oh man, this is our platform.
Yeah, there we go. That's the final statement, which is like Quibi just managed to monetize the trending page on YouTube.
With way better production value.
I don't know. I'm looking at it. Look at this. Good news with John Krasinski. Music videos.
Well, the thing is, all TV stars are now YouTubers. They are. Videos like we are.
They have to promote on their Instagram.
But here's the thing: you really realize how much staff production plays a part, I think, into the quality of their content. Because some of the stuff I've seen has just been like.
That's the nice little twinkle that YouTube offers, because you still have the hope of, I can do this too.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
And I can do it like
it's like
You can relate to the creators
Yeah.
because
Because you
we
can
all
do it yourself. Yeah.
yeah.
well,
And no one's stopping you
it's
from doing
just
it.
interesting. What's interesting is like YouTube filmmakers are big league guys now have to produce on our level and
Oh
like
yeah. No,
and
this
it's like,
whole
okay.
thing made everyone even. It made everyone even. Everyone is watching everyone. There's
Yeah.
nothing else to do.
So that's what I'm.
So-
Do you feel that there's a sense of resentment in all of this content, where it's like, do you
look
get
at
a hint
me.
of that? No, like
Resentment
if you,
for what?
like if you're from the traditional side and you come in and you're doing a show for Quibi,
You feel like you're still
Is
working
that-
in business.
Are you fucking like
Okay.
are you all
I
like
don't
public
know.
about it?
I've never
Yeah,
done-
yeah,
I've
yeah,
never
this
done
is-
this.
this
I
is
don't
the-
know.
This is what's driving it, Nick. You finally stumbled upon it. We're all just butthurt.
I don't think so. I don't think we're.
Ow!
I mean,
No, I honestly think there's a sense of that. You talk to old guys in the traditional film industry, they're all butthurt about everything. Sam, you can attest to that from working with a bunch of union guys. Everyone's just always there's a cycle of butthurt.
Yeah.
Someone's always going to be butthurt.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, dude.
yeah, you are right, Wes. You're right in that now everyone is watching everyone, and it doesn't really matter where.
Yeah.
The thing is,
So-
like,
We have that, which has never happened before.
For me personally, I said to myself, like, I'm going to be getting rid of some of these social media, like some of these like streaming platforms, because there's too many of them. Why do I need all of them? You know? And what they do that really annoys me is like they'll license out a movie to one platform only. So when you're like, oh shit, I want to watch this, I can't even fucking watch it on Netflix. I got to go to Amazon now to check, see if it's, you know, like it's annoying. You know what I mean? And for me, I feel like if anything, they just need to fucking consolidate the shit. And just like,
Yeah.
I know.
Although I can kind of lay it out though. Like you need HBO.
Yeah.
HBO Now
You need
because
that.
when you were like I want to watch something really good and I don't want to have to look around too hard for it, you can hop on HBO and
For sure.
get that. Netflix then is always good to have in your pocket because it's not necessarily that there's just like so much stuff that
It's not necessarily good.
yeah, exactly. No,
usually you'll get a Tiger King here and there. You'll get some good like foreign stuff that's like
Yeah, you'll find
licensed out.
something.
And like, you know, it's good to have around and kick around because there's something there. And then if you have kids, you need to have Disney Plus because basically you need to have like Frozen or Cars
Moana.
on repeat in
At
your
a
house.
moment's notice.
You need to have
24
it
hours
ready
a
to
day.
go.
is
yeah.
that what it's come to? It's just a
Dial.
repeat.
Yeah,
Single
basically.
click.
That's kind of how I've been doing it lately, and it
Yeah.
seems to work out. So, 3's currently my magic number.
Those are my 3. Plus, I like Hulu, just because they upload day after it airs on TV. But
yeah.
other
Yeah.
than that,
I
those are my
also-
core 4. And then obviously Amazon, I already pay for Prime, so I get video for free.
Yeah, and then everyone's just got it. It doesn't.
Yeah, you already
count.
have shipping Prime, so if you-
Everyone's got
Now,
Amazon Prime.
has some pure trash on there.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
dude.
there's some.
the
There's
There's some
only
hot.
yeah,
sites
the
on
only Amazon thing that has got me. Oh,
Some hot dumps on there.
Wes,
Wesley,
hang it
Wesley,
up.
mute your phone.
The only
Wes is getting a call in space.
the only thing that's pulled me on Amazon is The Boys. That show was pretty sweet.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Boys
I
is
heard
good.
that one.
But
That
otherwise,
one's pretty good.
I think Man in the High Castle. If you haven't,
That one is fire too.
yeah,
They,
That's a good
they
Amazon.
do have some pretty good gems on there. I forgot what it's.
Yeah.
Oh, Watchmen on there?
no, that's HBO.
No.
what?
HBO.
That's that
That's
HBO.
HBO.
Shit.
Dude,
I
HBO's been.
I got 2 more gems for you guys. I have Sling, which is the recasting of
we
cable
need-
for,
we need-
basically for sports.
for the balls for the
Oh, yeah, ball games.
The balls and baskets.
Ball game.
for,
Yeah.
for when
And then-
Jiminy
Swing, get this-
Anderson, man, when he makes a 3-point catch and slides over the 4th-yard
That
line.
triple footer was crazy, son.
Oh, you know what? Here, like, Universal's coming out with a platform.
Sports comment.
Did you see the thing where he did the move on the goalposts? He did the swing kick to hit the ball across the field.
Dude,
Sam, you know, there's like a multi-billion-dollar industry that goes around every year called sports, and a lot of people watch them.
Well, it's crazy how much like great content you can get out of flinging a ball around.
yeah, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it changes every time, man.
Yeah, sometimes it
Sometimes
goes
it's a
off.
disc, though. It's not always
Sometimes
a
it
ball.
goes off at an angle.
Every time
Those
I
are
bring
important
up
details.
sports, you say this, but you should recognize that like there's hundreds of billions of dollars every year get spent on sporting events.
And that's why it's
The real
perfect to
thing.
joke about it because everyone gets the joke.
Yep. Maybe Cromwell will stop busting his ACP once in a while.
Hey,
Yeah,
maybe if you got
freaking-
Cromwell back out there, they'd score a point or two.
Yeah, Cromwell busted that hit his ACP. When that ball hit him, it had so much spin.
He busted his ACP, fell out, and they got a home goal.
Oh, no. Oh, man. Yeah. Wes
I
is
can't
just
believe
like,
it. It's the first game I ever saw where the fan actually dunked the ball and scored.
during the halftime insurance shot.
Yeah, the halftime insurance shot got passed to a fan. It was crazy. And he came in, boom!
Smackaroo.
yeah, man. We'll be looking at that play for ages.
I just hope they really beef up their toe mitts a little bit because all these players are getting bruised toes, dude.
Oh my
All right,
gosh.
So okay, so how many platforms is that on average?
For me, that's like a core 4.
And are you counting Spotify for music?
Ooh, Spotify. I do have Spotify. That's 5th, but I don't know. I mean, you're listening to music versus content. Like I do pay for the streaming
Yeah.
service in the library, but I'm not necessarily like consuming content with my eyes. I could be playing in the background or whatever. So
Yeah,
I just cut my Apple
you did.
my Apple Music. Yeah.
Why
Do you
did
guys think-
that?
Because I feel like I'm like, why am I, like, sometimes I feel like I'm just overloading myself with just a bunch of shit just to have a bunch of shit.
yeah,
You
I hear
know?
you.
Why do I need all this shit?
Dude, and then you see your bank statement and like it's like $100 just gone.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
I calculated it out.
It's
Just
like,
on those
it's a
apps
monthly
alone.
expense right there.
Dude. Do you think eventually there's going to be a loop and they're just going to sell packages of all of these streaming services?
You
Right.
blanked out on me.
Yeah, like you're
What?
talking about like a group that kind of can package them
Oh,
all
like
together under
bundle
one
together?
subscription type of
Well,
thing.
yeah, like you go to Comcast, they're like, hey, you can
Yeah.
channel bundle. Do you think that's just going to happen eventually once we get Quibi and it's just a matter of
That is
time,
a good
right?
idea. That's a good
Who
idea
Netflix on?
for
It's just
For a
cable at that point.
subscriber.
At that point, it's called.
An internet provider should do that.
Totally.
Yeah,
I mean, I
I
already,
guess it's like Fire Stick, right? That just provides the logistics.
I'm already seeing that in a little bit of a way. I my one subscription pays for Hulu, Disney Plus, and ESPN Plus all in one. So there's
Oh, well,
already.
actually, you guys can just download Who Flicks On.
What the heck is that? So you're adding another one.
Who flicks on what?
I've never even heard of
That's,
Who Flicks
that's the
On.
bundle app. Who Flicks On? Hulu,
Oh my gosh.
Netflix, and Amazon.
Just, I'm out. Who flicks on? Son? Oh yeah, it's just gonna be
No, son.
flicking. Is that the dating app equivalent? Like it just conglomerates all the dating apps into one
Yep.
dating app.
Like, you like it, you don't like it. You don't like it, you like it.
That's tough.
Alright,
That's
but
tough
let's-
though. You have to kind of.
let's go back here.
Yeah.
Let's go back. Okay, let's reel it back in. Reality is, subscription services are going to be around. They're here to stay.
For sure.
I mean, we have one. We haven't introduced it publicly, like widely, but and the reason why we did it is, for core audience, so we could put a little bit more money towards things, and we're not expecting everybody and their brother to sign up. We're not trying to get everyone under the sun. We just want people who really want that experience.
Yeah.
And it's fine, and it's fine, but that is going to be a reality. You're going to have 6, 7, 8 subscriptions because there isn't one person that's just going to have
Yeah.
one-stop shop. I mean, but maybe in the future, like and especially as a result of all the stuff we're currently dealing with now with the coronavirus, like eventually that'll spawn a trajectory of history where an internet service provider will come along and do that, and they'll cut deals with all these companies and say, hey, if you and so say to the consumer, hey, if you buy it through us, you'll get all of these for a collective $10 cheaper than you would otherwise.
Just waiting for it.
Yeah.
It's the problem is the lawyers and the content, and they can never get together on it. That's the thing. That's why I can't believe like the studio systems were at the studios, and especially the TV studios, were at such an advantage like 10 years ago to come up with a Netflix, and they never did it. They never did it because they were all too busy like trying to make a buck in the near term rather than thinking about like what it could possibly be later. I mean, the closest you got is Hulu.
Yeah. Freaking F in the chat for Blockbuster.
Oh man, I miss Blockbuster.
But I mean, dude, like you look at what Netflix did to traditional movies too, and at this point, like, man, after Netflix and now after this whole coronavirus thing, like with everybody now finding better ways or more efficient ways to purchase things and consume things from their devices, like, dude, the traditional, like, it's done now. Like the whole playing field is now different. And I think that the main thing is if you have something that you're making and it's consistent and it's good, people will find it. Which has always kind of been the case, but at the same time, it's now way more so than ever.
I don't think the traditional side is done though. Like that. I think that's always gonna be there. You know, like.
But I mean, done in the sense of like it's considered alongside everything else, not like at an upper echelon of everything else. It's just it's just a part of the whole 360.
Yeah.
It's one corner. It's one side.
It's not just so you're saying they're going to take broadcast away? Like
no, because they're already reselling it through like YouTube TV and through Sling and all these other resellers. They're not going to get rid of broadcast. There's always going to be money in broadcast. There's always going to be a way to make money there. It's just the type of content might change a little bit, as it already has with the whole reality TV like revolution 20 years ago. And that started back then. But like now, and I don't have anything against traditional at all. I think it's a really cool medium, and it's helped get us here today. So there's no reason like we shouldn't look at it and say that it's somehow like or like screw them, because that whole system allowed everything to happen in the first place. But I think what I'm saying is it's going to be a corner that is going to be, in terms of like the auspices and the level of like clout and the level of community and the level of influence that a program brings to the world is now pretty much equal no matter where it is.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Yeah, I don't think any one TV show can be, is any better than any like Netflix series just because it's on TV only now. It's no longer that for sure.
Great.
I agree.
I think that's great. I think it kind of rehumbles the industry at that point.
I do. I think it's good too, because it kind of resets everyone's perspective, and it's like, well, now instead of thinking about like where it is, now all you're thinking about is like, okay, what's the concept? Does the distribution model meet the amount of money that it costs to create that concept, and does it have room to grow to like a wider audience? And that's it. And beyond those things, it doesn't really matter where it is. Which is crazy, because for so long, like where something got distributed was the first question that you'd ask, even before you started creating.
Yeah, where are we putting this? Where is it coming out?
You would write stuff and create stuff and bring it to certain people and try to get certain people involved and conceptualize entire sections of the industry were created with certain distribution models in mind.
Yeah.
And now we have so many.
And now, it's exactly
plentiful.
Now it's almost like you can make the thing, and now it's like,
bro, I
who's
almost
going to
feel
pay
like
me to put it on their platform? Like where do I put it? Now it's like, now it's almost like, which one do I choose to put it on?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the average quality of streaming platform shows is almost higher than television, right? Like,
I wonder how those analytics look between the platforms. You know, like where people spending most of their time at, because we're all over.
I would love to just
I
see
mean, that'd be sweet to get that data,
together.
Man.
Yeah.
but they'll never share that stuff.
yeah, right now Tiger
They'll
King.
never let
Like,
you see
exactly.
that.
So like promoting where you're at now, you're just trying to gain a new audience. So I think one would think like, let me just get on all the platforms so I have something there. That's the name of the game.
Yeah, I mean, as many as you like, you don't want to overdo
Yeah.
it, right?
Well, I'm just
Like,
saying, you have a piece
try,
of the
but-
pie. If you want to get exposure, you know, like you're tied to this one platform.
You
You know
shouldn't.
what I mean? It's like,
shouldn't
okay, well,
Yeah.
if I want to compete, maybe I have a little piece of the pie here, and there.
Yeah.
It's like real estate.
I hear
And
you.
then also recognizing that like each platform brings its own type of style and its own type of content, and so like
It looks the fucking same to me every place. It's just like, oh, I can't find this movie here. I can find the action movie over here.
Yeah.
You know, like the
And
last
what-
night I was looking for fucking Fight Club. I go to Netflix. It has everything that's like Fight Club, but it ain't Fight Club. I go to fucking Amazon, not there. Oh, nope, it's on Hulu. But no, it's not on Hulu. It's on HBO, delivered to Hulu. Got it. Let me download this free trial of HBO for 7 days. Set an alarm for me to cancel this free subscription.
You did all this just to watch Fight Club?
Yes!
She doesn't remind you either.
Dang.
Give me Who Flicks on. So I can just
Yeah,
watch it in one place.
That's pretty okay. Yeah, but I was talking about like, for example, if you were to make something for Quibi,
Mhm.
YouTube, and Instagram,
Yeah.
like all of those are going to be different.
Yeah.
You know, I would never. I don't think I would approach a concept and say like, okay, I can distribute these on all these platforms.
Well, yeah. I don't think you're gonna watch any corridor shorts on TikTok.
Maybe.
You know, like
Maybe.
you're not.
You could.
I mean, although we're kind of missing out on a lot of
You
potential.
could definitely put like I think it would be very advantageous to put some of the special effects clips
Yep.
in vertical format. Just 15 seconds of a cool moment. You know, like the portal situation. Like check it out in quarter. Boom! Like that audience right
Yeah.
there is so magnetic. Like
I agree with that. I agree with that, but that's more like marketing than it is like the show itself.
Yeah.
you
Oh
know?
crap! What happened to my screen?
Yeah, I don't think you
No, I saw you freeze
you-
yourself.
Yeah, you just do it.
Don't ask. I saw you you brought that clone in. I saw you.
Oh,
Freaking
Clone in.
just leaving your clone to run the chat for a sec.
doing my bidding while I get beer.
But like, okay, let's flip that, Wes. Let's
Cheers.
flip that
Cheers.
conversation.
Cheers to my,
Remember when people
other-
used to do Vine compilations on YouTube?
when you could what?
Remember when people used to do Vine compilations on YouTube?
Yeah.
Because again, Vine is the first place
Yeah.
where you're distributing that, and then you're recutting it to repurpose for another platform. So I'm not saying you can't do that with shows, but like there is a home for most
the original. Yeah,
concepts.
exactly.
The originals, but like is okay.
Yeah, like you
There
said,
is-
it's the exposure and the marketing that why you branch out to the other things. But I think
Yeah.
you still make it with that intent of like,
Do you want to build homes other places? That's,
Yeah, I think we should over time for sure. I don't want to just be attached to YouTube for
Forever, yeah.
eternity.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if they keep updating and improving their platform, and they keep it healthy, and they keep a diverse and like healthy ecosystem between creators and brands and consumers, then like I'm also
going
not
anywhere,
gonna just
yeah.
be jumping ship for no reason either.
Yeah.
yeah,
And I don't think even jumping ship is the right word. It's more just like diversification and using different platforms to tell different stories, which is what my focus would be. Is like Nick, like you're talking about TikTok.
Mhm.
If there
I
are,
won't stop.
Yeah.
but just for example, like if there were good stories that we could tell on there, and there was somebody that could do it, and we could monetize it, then
That's the problem.
I don't think.
well, yeah, that's the problem. Is it's not
I think-
monetized.
Yeah, no one's
right?
How
getting paid
they
over there.
get
So
monetized, it's by one is just gaining audiences. I did it. I did it when it was Musically, and
Yeah.
you know, I gained 500,000 really quickly on there. But you know,
What
for me, when they started, huh?
How do you monetize? Like, can you? Do you just
Yeah,
push them
no.
to
That's the
other
thing, you
sites?
can't.
You just yeah.
You
Ad
just
based. You're working. You know, like you're looking to get attention of brands.
yeah,
That's-
exactly.
direct-
Yeah, exactly. So if you get that 500,000 follower view, then you might get somebody that wants to be like, hey, I want to
Yeah.
pay to be in front of those 500K. But the platform itself isn't paying you just because you're getting views and people to follow you.
No, you're gaining a fan base. You know, and like your fan base is big enough.
that's-
It's over. But
Hi,
Yeah,
Eliza.
dude, that's not valueless though. Like the numbers that TikTok has are crazy. So if you
Yeah.
can convert a small amount of those people to your YouTube site or
Yeah.
your YouTube page or your website, like that doesn't like totally lack value for us. I think.
no,
but,
it doesn't, and there is certainly value in that. But I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, to
gotta get those cringe gloves on, man.
yeah,
there's only so much. There's only so much like intangible spends you can do, you know, and be like, oh, this might make us money in the form of subscribers on this other platform, which then might cause us to get views on this platform that is actually monetized. You know, there's only so much like risk you can put into that sort of thing.
yeah.
When,
Yeah, definitely.
when you're purely a content company, it's not like we have some like, you know, Google search product
Experimental.
that's just
development.
hanging out in the background that we're making hand over fist money on, you know.
Yeah.
And most creators aren't in that position. Even most studios aren't in that position. I mean, you
Yeah.
got your Disneys of the world, but like most content companies aren't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very true.
So
man.
I don't know. Like
It's like you're exactly right. Yeah, I think I don't have any rebuttals
It's
to
just-
that.
it's just what would be nice to see is some of the monetization on these other platforms solidify a little bit.
Yeah, it's like what's the deal with
Quibi
that? I know
can do
Facebook,
that.
I went and spoke with Facebook and they said that they would be able to monetize with Instagram.
They're monetizing Facebook right now, but again, like it's not just the monetization either. It's like it's the infrastructure and it's the ecosystem and it's the share. It's like I can't trust Facebook to. Well, I guess they just introduced what do they call it? It's the same thing as Content ID. You upload a video originally to Facebook, and then you tell Facebook like where the original source came from on the entire platform.
Yeah, so you're not getting ripped and re-uploaded.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I guess they just implemented that, and we should probably start doing that.
yeah, for sure. You get to license your stuff, and then if-
I've actually been doing it on every one of our uploads.
Yeah.
There's a setting. Basically, it says
Okay.
every time we post it, it says I want to, video and audio belongs to us.
Yeah.
You can pick a certain pages that are allowed to use your content, but otherwise it's scanned in the library for
But they
uploads.
just to summarize my point, they introduced this late to us and to most creators widely late last year.
Yeah.
Okay, that was 2019.
yes,
That's 10 years late. You're
Yeah,
10 years
YouTube's
late.
been doing it. Yeah.
Like
yeah,
you know, and now there's this whole ecosystem and infrastructure that's already established, from like the type of things that get made to the way that the audience is used to consuming them, that doesn't exist on Facebook, that will eventually like grow over time. I mean, there's some of that, don't get me wrong, but like Facebook is still more like viral clip, you don't know who made it, you saw it on a page, you move on to
Yeah.
the next post. You don't
Or,
you don't
well, I
follow.
think like
Yeah.
Facebook is another platform. Like if used properly, you can grow. Really strategically, just because they have that share feature that lives on. Like you have two pages. You got your newsfeed and you have your fan page or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And all this fan page is doing, or not, the newsfeed is doing. Sorry, newsfeed is doing is stacking information all day. All day, you refresh that home newsfeed page, it's new shit up there. So all you should be doing is, all right, when I post something, it's going to go to the top, but it's going to stack with all that mess. I just need to reshare that. You know what I mean? And people are constantly resharing stuff.
So you reshare
And that-
multiple times a day.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, they're sharing, but it's getting caught in that wave of information when you log on to Facebook. You never know when someone's logging on, but when they log on, they see some new shit. Oh shit, dang, I like that. Let me share that. Boom. It's just that quick click
Yeah.
action. So that's
But
the
is-
advantage there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Only we could re-upload things to use on them.
You could do that. You could do that too. But there should be a
won't
reshare.
be able to-
Doesn't that feel gamified to you though? You know,
Yeah, a
doesn't
little bit.
that feel like gamification? Like
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
the
that's-
creator's job shouldn't be to sit there and be like, okay, how can I scam this platform so that my videos get views?
But the creators job, the creators also like should not be subjected to like throttled viewership. A lot
Right.
of them are.
Yeah, that's
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
you know, like
You
what
gotta
do
adapt to the platform.
How do you have this many followers and then it's like your page doesn't like? Wait, how? What?
Yeah. No.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Yeah.
I think like it's an answer to
It's an answer to that.
the algorithm.
Yeah.
If that shit is even a
Totally.
fucking- you know what
No,
I mean?
totally. And that's legitimate. It's like you're working your ass off trying to make content that people see, and you want it to be seen, and you want it to be original, and you want it to like do all of the things that it's supposed to do. Like, and you're putting it out there, and specifically on YouTube is the worst at this, and it's just like nothing happens. It's just
Yeah,
dead.
it's like a small dent. Like, you know,
Right.
like I looked at like, you know, like a node video. We have 3-point-something million followers. What the fuck? Like, wait, how do you
Where
get
do they go?
100,000 views out of that? Like, only 100,000 people. This came across 100,000 people's pages. Like, wait, what is going
Yeah.
on
Right.
in the back door here? How did like that percentage should be way higher, at least seen.
Yeah.
Yeah. True.
Right. No, and even on the Corridor Crew channel, like with our midweek videos, our non-React videos,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah. I mean,
3.5 million subs, and those videos get 300,000 views sometimes.
Yep.
It makes no sense. And then that part right there is like it's just kind of like what?
Right. Well, that's
Yeah.
because YouTube plays their own game,
Yeah.
and it's called Google Preferred, and it's called like Top Creator, and it's called all these other things that these policies that they've implemented to make it so that it's more curated than it actually seems. Because
It's
they-
gamified as well. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. It is. Fair enough. Yeah. And so I understand that that's the reaction to that is like, well, if it's not going to work for me, then I'll gamify it manually to make it work.
yeah.
you just gotta stick that.
You gotta adapt to it.
Well, we'll see with something like Quibi, you know, like if something like that can survive, then that becomes the old gatekeeper model, where now there's like an executive that needs to approve your show to put it on there, and they're not letting everybody in.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see, we'll see how that works.
That's partly why I have concerns about Quibi, but I'm gonna download it. I want to see some of the content. You know, if
Yeah.
it's any good. Have you watched any
You
Wes?
may have some innovative filmmakers on there. You know, you may see some gems.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, man.
I mean, it's meant for the average, phone
Average
person.
toilet phone viewing.
Toilet.
Yeah.
Toilet time.
Yeah.
Would you pay for your toilet
Toilet
time?
time
Would you pay for
Yeah, you
elevated
paying?
toilet
Yeah,
time?
you paying that $5 a month for that elevated toilet time?
Do you want to pay for your poops? That's the question.
Exactly.
Premiumpoops.com. That's what it's called.
Premium poop.
I'm in my bathroom right now.
Oh, dude.
Wes has been paying. It looks like.
This is the time of the video where we all switch backgrounds, guys.
You don't want to. Okay.
Break.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
I'm working on it.
Nick's over there searching.
Yep.
Phone time.
It
Using
is
phone time. Swipe up. Go to a different area. Download.
it is a catch-22, Wes. No matter what you do,
Yeah.
especially when you're like, whether you're trying to go from one platform to another, or whether you're starting out, or whether you're trying to do a new show. Anything that's not already established is a catch-22. And that's the whole game you play as a creator, and that's the game that's always been played ever since like the beginning of Hollywood.
Yep.
Is it was like
It's repeat. You're doing. They always say you want to do better than what your parents did, and this is just kind of like. I feel like we don't want to.
Just a sec. I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh no. Me too. I'm really sorry.
Get your stuff together over there, Wes.
All right. So what I think about it is, this is just the industry reinventing itself again, and what we don't want to do is be the people that are like, oh man, these young kids are doing this. Da, da, da. We want to be on that wave. That's how we stay current. That's how we stay young. Be on the wave of what's new. We don't have to fucking like it, but at least be aware of it. And like, all right.
Well, yeah, and I think like that's employing the philosophy that you should be employing, not just like with content, but like with your whole approach to life, and that is like this idea that you listen to people because you might actually have something to. They might actually know something that you don't know.
Exactly.
And what however old they are, however young they are, and I'm not necessarily saying like you should be on. It's like, oh, hey, the kids are doing TikTok, so let's get on TikTok, and that'll be like the thing, because that's forced, that's tried, that's lame, that's not, that's not original.
Yeah, like the real
be.
movers and shakers. The real movers and shakers are not fucking looking at your TikToks. They don't care how many. What I mean? The real movers and shakers don't really care about that shit. It's just like, yo, I want to produce shit, and make money from doing it.
Yeah, exactly. And if you find something on TikTok that is from somebody and it's funny and it's creative and you can tell they've put a lot of work into it, and it shows from not only like their profile, but from like the like novelty of what they've created, everything, then that there's talent and that there's something there. And that's all that really matters at the end of the day.
Yeah. But it's up to that person to want to elevate their craft, at that point. Like, because you fucking doing arm dances is not, like, I think it's just a big distraction.
No, I mean...
Like, you're not going to make it. I don't think there's a professional career, seriously, from doing arm dances. The biggest person on there has, like, I think 45 million followers.
Like yoga pants dancing.
Yeah, it's like a 17 or 18-year-old girl, and I think she's leveraging that fandom to do other things. But the fact still remains, like, if you go to her page, she's doing arm dances.
Right. Yeah. And there's got to be somebody, probably many dozens of people on there that are doing stuff that's way more creative and funny. That just
there's even.
But the thing is, people are attracted to these arm dances. But it is more than that. There is like funny things, but like it's a lot of recycled content. It's like a lot of like voiceover. Like you film a scene from a movie and you just revoice it yourself and then make the scene yourself. So it's like that. I can do it too. Type energy.
You can't let the most popular stuff on a platform define the platform either, though. Because if you did that with YouTube or you did that with any
Spider-Man and Elsa,
dude, it's a bad look. It's a bad look because the most popular thing is going to be the lowest hanging fruit, and that doesn't look kindly upon humanity's intelligence at all.
There's a lot of trend something, like trend. Those go in and out, but you know what I'm saying. You have to have substance behind it. Like, okay, yeah, you can do a trend, but can you make some like original content? I think that's the trend on that.
What's your 20% contribution to the trend?
Yeah. Right. Also, I read something the other day that's kind of stuck with me. It said every time I lost money is because I believed what I didn't know wasn't important. So.
Oh, nice.
It's a good quote.
I like that one. I'm gonna write that down.
I try to like at least be aware, of what.
Yeah, no. I think it's great to know what's going on in the marketplace, but kind of what Jake was mentioning and stuff is like you gotta know what works for you and what's the type of content and an image you're putting out there and what's the platform that works for the stuff you're trying to do. If you are trying to be that influencer, Instagram model type, then maybe TikTok's totally your avenue. But filmmakers and stuff, while TikTok might be able to move the needle a little bit, we're focusing on that narrative or that type of stuff and the platforms that host that stuff and are conducive to that.
I don't know. Comment below. I mean, do you think if Quarter started TikTok, what would it be? And I expect we're going to see a lot of
Oh,
You
man.
just asked
a
for
long
it.
Yeah,
paragraph.
you're just
and
asking that fire.
we're going to see a lot of Chinese comments about, I don't like China, get that up. How dare you get TikTok? How dare you?
Oh
Right.
man.
But we'll see, man. But yeah, I think it's just like judge the content on the content, not freaking
Not
hype
the platform
and
and where it's at.
I'll
yeah.
say this though, Wes, and me, you, and Sam being in our mid-30s here. I mean, have you? Because I've experienced this. Like, you find yourself. It's very easy to find yourself getting to that salty side and being like,
Oh yeah, it's so
Salty
God,
side of life.
easy.
I don't need it.
It's so easy. I went through that. I went through that like the past 2-3 months with my girl. I was like, yeah, I'm not. You gonna do TikTok? I'm not doing that shit. That shit's wild. I like that. I don't want to do it. Like that's not for me. Even though I have like all these followers, and then I had to really sit down and think of myself like, whoa, why am I even like feeling like that?
Where does that come from? Where does that like disdain come from?
It did nothing to me. I don't know. Maybe because I can't dance like that. I don't know. But I just no. Honestly, I feel like it goes back to like my age. Like at this point in the industry, at this point in my career, what is really defining me? That right there is not. I'm a creator. I love to direct. All right, I want to make high-end content. That's where my mind is at. That's what it is. I want to work with the best visual effects. I want to work with the best cinematographers, and I want to make dope shit with my friends. Like that is what I truly want to do, and I want to make movies. Boom.
Right.
So
Not TikTok though.
exactly, and like me saying not TikTok is just kind of stupid because I'm just, it takes 0% of my time. It does. It takes 0% of my time. Like you can get really technical with it, but like if I want to be creative on it, I could. I did a video of my dog hanging in a bag at the bathroom. I said, "You left this dog in the bathroom," and it blew up. So it's like kind of like it's ironic comedy, you know.
Dude, there's like some people like messing with their parents. Shit is so funny.
Yeah,
Like,
it's one video.
it's like these, but like that couldn't live very well on YouTube. Like I feel like no one YouTube like a 15-second clip of me messing with my dad with like a hilarious result. But like for TikTok, it's like why not have that content? It's funny.
I think the overall point is that it's also not wrong to say like, hey, this is the type of stuff that I want to make, so the platform doesn't suit me.
Yeah.
But it's not wrong to say that, but it is wrong to say like this platform doesn't suit me because all it is stupid girls dancing with arms. That also doesn't work either, because now you all of a sudden just shut yourself.
Yeah.
Literally, you are what you are saying you don't point. You are just the groupthink mentality who just goes and does the yoga pants videos of opinions, like.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally.
You're just that in the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah, because as true creators, if
Right.
you wanted to, you put the effort in and you make creative stuff for whatever the platform is.
Some do. I mean, a couple of them. Yeah.
So anyway,
again,
guys, I think what we're trying to say is get out there, and
TikTok.
if you wanted to start your own content farm, if you wanted to be a creator anywhere on any platform, we have the original emergency green screen blanket available right now.
Oh, segues.
CorridorDigital.store.
Nice.
Okay.
Christian
This
needs
thing,
one.
it's foldable.
Wait.
Look at that. It's foldable. It goes with you anywhere you want. It'll keep you warm. I mean, really, wow. There's nothing better to get right now, guys, if you wanted to start your career as a filmmaker than
What makes
the
my
emergency green screen blanket. So,
Goddamn! Look at those VFX he just
just a
accomplished
thought.
with that blanket.
see, enough said.
That's a
I
nice
feel
key
like
right there.
I've just been looking at Sam and I'm thinking he's like frozen still.
I know. I can't tell if he's actually here anymore. Especially with that like strange luminescent monitor lighting that you have going on your face.
Sam, are you okay? Are you okay? Blink once, forget.
There, okay. He's okay.
He's all right.
All right.
We'll be fine.
Well, this was a fun podcast, guys.
Yeah, good talks.
Yeah, I'm glad we talked about what we talked about, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, I said leave them with a little note. I mean, if you want to create, just go create whatever platform it's on. Go do it.
Yeah.
Go do it.
Yeah.
That's been our motto from the beginning.
Well said.
That's been our motto from the
Yep.
beginning. If you want to do it, just go do it. So, whether it's TikTok, Quibi, or YouTube, get creative. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
All right, this is how we're gonna sign out, guys.
All right, guys.
Everyone
I'm
screen
gonna head
cap.
out.
Subscribe,
Bye.
like the video.
I'm holding myself.
All right, peace out.